Welcome back to PSC's Tech Bytes. Today we keep on talking about the new capabilities introduced by Microsoft in SharePoint Framework 1.17. And specifically, I'm going to show you how you can easily create a Teams personal app with SharePoint Framework and host it in Microsoft Teams indeed, but also in the Office portal and in the Outlook.com portal. In order to do that, you can also benefit of the latest release of the Teams manifest, which is version 1.16. So, like always, let me move to the demo environment. Let me show you how you can do that in practice. So, here I have a custom web part that I created using SharePoint Framework version 1.17.2, as you can see right here. And I also included in this solution the Microsoft Graph Toolkit for SharePoint Framework components, so that in the UI of my web part, I can render a nicer rendering of my information. And specifically in the onInit method of my web part, I initialize the global provider of MGT in order to use the SharePoint provider based on the current web part context. And then in the React TSX component of my web part, I simply render the person control of MGT of the Microsoft Graph Toolkit in order to have in the UI of my web part the avatar of my current user together with the 2 lines information about the user. Now let's say that we want to use this web part in Microsoft Teams, in Office.com and in Outlook.com. So, in order to do that, we simply need to update the manifest.json file of our web part in order to support the Teams personal app supported host option. And then I also created a custom manifest file in the Teams folder of my solution, which will simply target the icons that we have in this folder, together with the ID of the web part, this one that I see right here, which is the ID of the web part that I see in the manifest again in this ID property. Then I created a zip file with these 3 items inside of it, and I named it Teams SPFx app.zip, so that it will be included in the SPPKG file created for my solution. Now I can simply go back to SharePoint Online and I can upload in the app catalog my SPPKG file. By doing that, the new app catalog of SharePoint Framework will allow me to enable this app to be available on all of the sites and to add it to Microsoft Teams. Let's do it. And now that is done, we can go to Microsoft Teams, to Office.com and to Outlook.com and see our personal app based on an SPFx web part running inside those hosting contexts. So let me go to Teams first of all, and here we will go to Apps, and here we can eventually refresh the page to be sure that we have all of the latest apps available, and we can search for the PSC's app that we just installed if it is not already showing up here. So let me search for it. And here it is. Here we have our PSC's app demo. Let me select it one. Let me add it to my Teams client. And right here we can see our web part in action inside Microsoft Teams. But now what makes it really interesting is that I can go to Office.com. I can refresh this page. And by clicking on the apps icon right here, I will be able to see the same PSC's demo app also running and hosted inside the Office.com portal. And I can do the same if I go to Outlook.com. Let me refresh this page. And I can click again on the apps. Okay, allow. And I can select that I want to see my PSC's app demo. And one more time, I can see my app running inside Outlook.com. So we can easily host the same web part in Teams, in Office.com and in Outlook.com using a unique code base and just simply by configuring the web part to be hosted as a Teams hosted personal app. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it useful and I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.